What's up, y'all? It's your girl Tubbi of the Nerdy Bird site, rocking with the Antidote.com, bringing you a live exclusive interview right here from Imagez Apparel Bar on Florida.
Whoa, what it do is your boy Young Gage, YoungGageMusic.com. Yeah.
In this thing, y'all, we've had the opportunity to sit down and talk to Gage before, but this time it's a lot more special. We have a lot of anticipation built up and a lot of really good questions for you. The new project is about to be released real soon. We kind of touched bases on it last interview, and make sure you guys go and check out the previous interview. Like, subscribe, comment. We want to hear from you. But Sensei,
Sensei.
we even kind of talked about where the name came from, but let's kind of touch bases on it again. How did Sensei come into effect? What's up with the title? How do we get there?
Well, Sensei, it just means teacher.
Right.
And through my duration of my career, I felt like I was a pioneer of a lot of just different styles, or a poster child for just being different.
Right.
But there's a lot of artists that who's come through or come under my umbrella, or I've taught or shown things, but I feel like now it's time for me to put that out, on a larger scale, and reach more people who feel like me. Or just stuck in a rut or a stencil, you know what I mean? So the Sensei, teacher.
I think it's really dope, because when I think of Sensei, I think of this whole class of people taking exactly what they need from a person and Sensei-san. Production for the project. I know that you have so many connections and so many relationships with not only Baton Rouge artists, but also just creatives in the city and surrounding areas. Right. Who are some of the producers and some of the production that we can anticipate for Sensei?
Well, we're going to have Chop Docs that's started with the Rue and Stevie B, so they're heavily a part of this,
nice.
Just their sound and stuff. And I've been rolling with started with the Rue for a minute. He made Apologize, which is the single I just released. Baton Rouge, Southside. He made My City.
That's my jam.
And a lot of other tracks that we got in the vault.
And those are my jams. Like, I roll with Southside. That's my jam.
Appreciate it. So it was only right that I had them be a part of it, just to help craft that style, or keep that style going.
Right.
Yeah.
And one thing about Stevie B, we got to sit down and talk to him last week. He's very authentic in the idea of different sounds and playing with different instruments.
Of course.
So I'm sure that we can anticipate a lot of different vibes coming into the production, which is really, really cool, because your work has always been so unique in the wordplay that you use and the perspective that you have as an artist.
Right.
So I'm excited to kind of see what's going to come into fruition from that. Features.
Yeah.
Any features, or is it like all solo project?
It's a whole solo project, and also one other artist, producer.
Oh, sorry.
That's producer known as West Now the Genius, which is also Crazy Bone and Bone Thugs and Harmony's producer.
Oh, how dope is that?
Yeah. So I'm excited about that as well.
Oh yeah,
so,
we gonna talk about it. We're not gonna be modest for a second. Like, how was that experience? How did everything come together there?
It's real dope. A lot of people don't know I was actually just networking and getting close with their camp since like 2012.
Oh, very nice.
So just from that, and I actually did a song with Crazy Bones artist Kane a few, not too long ago.
Gotcha.
So it's just from that, just piggybacking on this and that, we ended up linking up with West Now. Shout out to Polar Bear Inc. That's a clothing line that rocks with Bone, pretty tough too. So just being in that and the networking and stuff, me and West Now crossed paths, and he was digging what I was doing, and we just went from there.
That's really cool. I'm anticipating that as well, because I can see the vibe being totally different from the things that we've seen here in the city.
Yeah.
Now, was it an easier transition, like coming into that beat, or was it like the same, or did you feel that you had to come a little bit harder because that was a much worked connection?
It was super easy, because one thing I do, and you were saying about the music being authentic and all that stuff, just because my music just mirrors my life. If I don't live it, I'm not comfortable with it, I'm not gonna say it.
Right.
Because I know how important music is and how it affects people. I know that if I told you to do something crazy, or I made a song saying something crazy, that somebody might take it to heart and actually do something crazy. So with that being said, it was real authentic and genuine, because that's how I like to do anything I'm doing. I don't separate my music from my life.
Right, and I think that's a wonderful thing because a lot of artists do.
Yeah.
They say what sells, and they don't realize how directly they affect the youth and the ideals that the younger generation have.
Right.
So I really commend you and respect you, and I always have for
Appreciate
the fact that you do speak your life through your music. And that's why I'm excited for Sensei. Like I said, just the title, it lets us know that you're going to be dropping a lot of gems throughout the project.
Yeah, and more so, it's like I just think people, because I'm a pretty reserved introvert, so like showing off or capping is just like nothing I was ever fond of. Okay. But it's also just kind of giving some insight on like how actually plugged in I am to a lot of stuff that's going on in the city musically or in different areas as well. Yeah.
Now, with Sensei being a project that you actually took the time to get everything together for, we started talking about it in the brink of the new year. And now that everything is established and we're getting ready to distribute and we're getting ready to start promotion, what's your vision for this project? What is it going to mean to you as you push it forward?
It's a stepping stone. Is any project I put out, I don't look at it as an end game. I just look at it as something else to springboard me forward. And this one, I just think it's just really gonna be on a larger level. It's just another milestone in my career. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm excited about it. All original tracks. You know what I'm saying? I don't. I'm chill. I lay back. Might get a little two-step out me, but when I threw my Beats by Dre's on, listening to the final cuts, man, I'm just dancing to moving. Yeah. It really moved me. It really gave me a vibe. So I really feel like it's gonna give everybody else a vibe too.
I'm excited. I want the exclusive. You can go ahead on and send it to my email so we can get the review out. And hopefully,
I got a flash drive in my pocket.
The Antidote will be able to put out some of those singles once the project is dropped. But if you had to pick a favorite song, do you have one on this project?
Man, I just made a status saying when you made too many songs, you don't want to cut any from the project. I love them all, like for real.
These are my babies.
yeah, for real. I think they all show a different side of me and a different style that I can embody with ease.
Right.
But man, it's hard just to pick a favorite.
Well, pick one that the audience should definitely listen to through and through. Like when you put this track on, like have nothing else going on, just be in this song.
Honestly, all of them. My rhyme style is one of a technician, and if the people out there don't know, that means every word counts. Every word means something. No filler words.
Right.
So like I said, I'm naturally quiet, reserved, introvert. So I don't speak at all unless I'm telling a joke or I'm telling you something I really feel. So really all of them.
I'm ready. Now, I know that we don't have a set release date yet.
Not yet.
But we will be looking at fall or winter.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be soon. I say winter at the latest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, are you kind of putting together any of the visuals, like getting your ideas for the songs that you're actually going to make visuals for now, too?
Yeah, we got the artwork done and squared away. I know what I want to be the lead single, the follow-up, and the one after that. So yeah, the next step is actually doing the marketing plans. Gotcha. and the visuals. Yeah.
Okay. Now, so far as models or cameos, how do they get in touch with you when you start getting those visuals together? How do you want that to be taken care of?
You can DM me at Young Gage on Instagram or YoungGageMusic.com. So one-stop shop. That's where you can find anything. Contact me on there.
Now, I'm telling y'all ladies, when y'all get ready to hit him up, be about your business, be on time. My boy is punctual. He likes to have everything laid out. He's going to tell you what he needs done. And that's it. It's all business from there. Now, we'll kind of play around with a few other topics, but we'll kind of get back into Sensei. Adjusting the family. That's kind of prolonged the process to get this project out.
Right.
But how has that been? How has been juggling fatherhood and new aspects and career goals outside of music kind of played into a Sensei at this point?
It's a task, but when your family believes in what you're doing,
right,
and they know you out here for real doing it, and you can show them the seeds that you watered is starting to blossom and grow, then they stick with you. They stick with you. And I feel like it's teaching my daughter how to, if nothing else in this life, man, chase your dreams, chase what makes you happy.
And she seems like such an outgoing. She's so beautiful, and she seems like such an outgoing little girl.
She is. Yeah, and that's my motivation, you know, because it pains me to not, you know, be around her when I'm at the studio and stuff like that. But she understands, and she has a great understanding of anything I tell her at her young age, and I just like to keep it that way. You know, I keep it completely honest, you know, with her and what I'm doing. But you know, when she sees things moving forward, and she loves the music, you know, so you know, it's cool.
Might have a little musician on your hands.
Yeah, if she wants to, I'm not gonna.
We don't force, we encourage.
Yeah. You know, I just like to see. I monitor what she's doing. If it's positive, let's do it.
Right.
If it's not, I'm explain why it's not, and
come
move
off
forward from there. Yeah.
Very nice.
No Joe Jacksons.
None of that. We can't do it in this generation anyway. They come and take them from you.
She want to be a construction worker. Be the best construction worker you could be. You got my blessings, you know.
That's what's up. I think that's really dope. Right. That's really dope. Mm-hmm. And another thing that I've always commended you for is, like I just said, I've never seen you force. I've always seen you encourage. Yeah. I've always seen you allow people to be who they are. Mm-hmm. Like, you give your criticism, but it's never the criticism to tear a person down as much as it is.
It actually show you I care. If I didn't care, I'd just be quiet and let you walk off that cliff. But hey, they got a cliff right there. If you
watch
keep going, that's on your body. But I rest easy knowing that I tried to show you that a cliff right there. Right,
you know? And that comes out in your music. Like the fact that you speak so fluently in the fact that this is the positive of it, this is the negative of it, but you have a decision. Mm-hmm. And I think that's something that this generation needs more of, because it's usually the same stuff over and over again. It's all negative.
And that comes back to the title, you know, Sensei. Because we all teach people, whether we know it or not, just through our walks and our talks. Right. You know, I just feel like this tape, or this EP rather, is for the people who are inspired by what I'm doing. I want to do what I'm doing, but don't have that motivation or, you know, somebody to look up to. There's been a lot of people, and even the younger generation, who stopped me. Be like, yo, you doing your thing, like, dude, you ain't even cursed, man, you ain't, you know, but you keeping it real. I'm speaking to the real part, and a lot of artists, or they probably hide it when they go to the studio, and, you know, whether it's conscious or subconscious, it's just because it won't fit into the norm or what they feel like they're supposed to do as an artist. Like I said, I don't separate my music from me, so I don't dress like an artist. Any way I dress is dressing like an artist, because I'm an artist. You know, I don't act a certain way because I'm a Baton Rouge rapper. No, I'm a rapper who's from Baton Rouge, so my style is a Baton Rouge style.
And you just said so much, and I think you just opened the perspective of a lot of the viewers, and they don't even realize it yet. But that'll kind of swing me into my next question. If you could give advice to those artists that are having trouble finding out who they are, what they should talk about, or the image they should have as an artist, what advice could you give outside of just being authentically yourself?
Well, trust yourself. Get to know yourself. I know that sounds simple, but a lot of us, we don't know who we are because we avoid that. Some of us don't even like to sit home alone. We'll call somebody or get on IG or play a game to distract us from our own thoughts, man. Go look in that mirror and be honest with yourself in every move. You know, in every move you do. Like I said, it's bigger than music. Music just shows, you know, part of your life, your perspective, your viewpoint. So if you're being honest in everything you're doing, then when old John call you to say, let's go to the club, but you don't really like hanging with John, you don't want to go to the club, but you only did it because you thought it was good for your image, then you're going to free up yourself when you tell him no to go do something your heart really desired, which might have been going to the bookstore. Let's say you go to the bookstore and you go look in the, you know, the business section, and you see somebody reading the same book that you wanted, and they end up being an A&R or somebody. You was supposed to be there, is what I'm saying. Being honest with yourself will open up that correct path for self, and you'll start seeing things falling in line for you.
Very nice.
You know, like you said, don't force it, because we all got something here on earth that's for us, but we ain't gonna find it if we following John's footsteps. Another thing I say is there are no gatekeepers. None. Y'all keep big broing and big brothering people, and y'all following them like they got their own career in their hands. So if they got their own career in their hands, that mean they gonna have to drop theirs to hold yours, or they gonna got
slide it over.
Yeah.
How you slide it over to make room?
Right, exactly. So my career, your career. You know, there's no gatekeepers. You know, you can have people you look up to. Self-educate.
Right.
Self-educate. Self-educate. You're an artist and you want a manager, but you don't know what managers do. Read up what managers do before you go pay John to be your fake manager, and you paying him to do stuff. You don't know if he's doing it right or even doing it at all. You don't know what it look like.
Or you could be doing it yourself.
You could be doing it yourself. And that's another thing I say. Start where you are with what you have. Self-educate. Trust in yourself. You have what's inside you to put you in the next spot that's meant for you, but you'll never know if you're not honest with yourself. With honesty comes confidence. With confidence comes more bolder and bigger moves. That's all I can say.
Man, make sure you guys rewind it a couple of times, watch it again. Like, that was some of the realest advice I think that can be given when you're in a position where you're trying to do more for yourself and you're trying to do better and you're trying to figure out how.
I'm not doing anything special that God didn't bless none of us to do.
Right.
You know, I'm not doing anything special. I'm just really, it's the fact and the point when I started just believing and trusting in myself. I never had the popular vote, you know what I'm saying? None of that, you know. I did a lot of stuff by myself and out the mud, but now I know that I can trust myself and depend on myself more than others, so I don't even put myself in a position to be knocked down or hindered by another party.
Right.
You know, always bet on yourself, man. And if you click or your crew or your girl or whoever don't vibe with it, like, accept that as a truth. And you don't have to throw them away. We just you don't have to find somebody else in your light and your path that likes it. You know, that's all it is, man. Don't spend 10 hours pressing up CDs going to a club that only play country music and you do hip hop. You wasting your time, you wasting their time.
And your CDs.
Research yourself. Research you know. And what I mean by that is look in the mirror. Look at, you like Nike shoes. You got on like a character shirt or something like that. Look at other people who wearing them similar shoes and them similar shirts. That just might be somebody who's into similar things, you know.
And that's how you get connected. Connections are very important.
Right.
And speaking of which, you are very reserved. Now, I don't think a lot of people know that you actually are an A&R for the Antidote.com, you guys. Gage is one of those people that can get you connected with the situations you need to be connected with and talk you through certain things to help you better your career and kind of take that next step into the things that you may not be sure of. So we'll kind of touch bases on that, and we'll tell them where they can contact you for your A&R duties. But in being an A&R, how do you feel in regards to being able to help so many artists and so many creatives with their branding, with their connections, and with their networking?
It's a blessing. It's a blessing because I had to outsource all of that. Me being from down south, me being from Baton Rouge, but me just staying true to my personality and knowing I didn't really relate to a lot of stuff. You know, so I had to outsource that from other musicians, other artists who were being themselves at the time. So when I heard that was like food for the soul. So when I didn't have a strong counterpart or somebody to lean on, I had those lyrics to listen to, and that's what kept me upright and alive and moving and pushing. So me being in the A&R and the Antidote, I can give back that same information or, you know, that same motivation hands-on, that close to people. So at one point in time when I was in the same spot I didn't have, because I didn't look like or sound like what was popping.
So far as contacting you as an A&R, how should they kind of tune in and plug in to be able to do so?
My email is greatgage@gmail.com, but if you can DM me on any social media site, so younggagemusic.com. Like I said, it's my one-stop shop. So any means or ways you can contact me, just let me know what it's about, and I'll get back to you, as soon as possible.
You have that, you guys. Make sure you hit him up. He is there to assist you with all of your networking and connections needs so far as the media goes. He is an outlet for you. He can answer your questions and get you connected with whom you need to be connected with. Now I want to pick your brain for a second. So far as Baton Rouge goes, the beat battle scene and the rap battle scene has started to grow over the course of the last couple of years. And knowing that you were kind of one of the first creatives to be in that mix for rap battle and what it is and what it meant.
Yeah.
How do you see the changes growing or regressing in regards to the battle world right now in Baton Rouge?
I see a lot of growth and regression at the same time. Recession. Yeah, I started off with Doxter. Shout out to Doxter, Moon Bombing. With the weigh-in, and we did 3 installments of that, and each one was just growing because what we wanted was to bring that light of Baton Rouge of artists who are already here. It's like, so it's not like us hopping on the battle rap bandwagon or anything, but actually showing the lyricism and the creativeness that we have in our own backyard. Right. But the thing was, we didn't have a platform for it, so we started doing that to see it grow, and it started booming. I think after the flood, that shook the whole city up. Right. But now I do see it coming back, and shout out to Shiz Dollars and Rest in Peace at the same time. With the rap battle that he was a part of. Right. I like that. That battle rap is coming back. In the city. But to keep it going in an authentic way of hip hop, because I think a lot of the youth, just Baton Rouge period, right. they don't. I think some of them don't even. I don't want to say don't know the elements of hip hop,
but don't understand.
They're not aware in how broad, and how much bigger things could be done in the name of hip hop. So I'm a part of the Baton Rouge, the Bayou Battle League. Nice. So they have a lot of things coming together. We got some prelims pretty soon. Just to kind of keep that ball rolling, but to have it more intertwined with the art. It's an art. Right. Hip hop is an art. When you're rapping, singing, that's art. So let's get back to that. You know what I mean?
Get back to the true authenticness of art.
Yeah, it's bigger than a gold chain or status or an entourage or twerking and stuff like that. That could be part of it, but that's not what it's all about. It's art. It's about sending a message that from my heart to yours that touches the world. That's how I feel about
it. That can make a difference in your struggle or your agreement or what you go through in life. So I totally agree with you there. Yeah. So if you are a battle rapper, if you think you have what it takes to be a part of that lifestyle, make sure you get connected. Make sure you look into the events that we have that are providing the platforms for you to not only be heard, but to practice your craft so that you continue to grow and get better in those aspects. And I think it's really dope. Like I said, you're one of the coolest lyricists out here. For me, I love to listen to your music. I love to see you in person because you never know what you're going to get. Yeah. But you know that it is going to be something that you can take a gem from and go, okay, let me slip that in my back pocket and hold on to it. And I think that that's really, really dope. Now, upcoming events. I know that this year you had a lot of ups and downs and waves, and you were really, really busy getting the project together and working to make sure that everything came and gelled the way that you wanted it. There are some upcoming events that we will be able to see you kind of do some pop-ups and some live shows. For sure. Well, what are some things that the public can be able to come and rub shoulders with you on? What can we be looking forward to?
I will be in the building, Spanish Moon, November 10th. To support my dog L Franchise and his showcase. Well, it's not a showcase, it's a concert. He don't throw showcases, he throw concerts. So I will be there at that concert, Urban Philosophy, November 10th.
Be there.
And also I will be on the card for the gift wrap event, Spanish Moon, December 31st.
Nice. Make sure you guys tune in.
Anything can happen in between meantime, especially at the Antidote. I'm gonna be there and it up.
You never know where you're gonna see my boy. He's not one that's like hard to get in touch with. He's not one that you have a hard time approaching. Make sure you talk to him, get to know him, see what he can do to help you out in your career ventures, because he is very humble in the aspect of wanting to help others.
Way more approachable than I look.
Don't let the gangster fool you.
I don't smile, but you can get at me.
His music speaks for him, so he's not gonna say much, but if you approach him, he got you. Yeah, sure. Now, is there anything 2019 that you just have under wraps? Because I'm all about the exclusives. or do we have to just kind of wait on it?
I mean, I could tell you, I'm not gonna get into too much in detail because I like, I like to hear people over here when they don't think it's coming.
Just hit me with a little pepper. You ain't gotta give me the whole boulder.
Yeah, but Sensei is wrapped. We gotta do all the technical stuff. But Sensei, the project is wrapped. I'm excited about that. But there's so much of a surplus of great music. So I don't know. You might hear me on some Chop Docs projects. You know what I'm saying? Me and West Nile got a lot more to do. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to West Nile, shout out to Bone Thugs, Chop Docs. Started with the Roots, Stevie B. Shout out to L Franchise. I'm gonna be doing a lot of stuff going on. So
I'm excited. My boy gonna drag me in the studio, so y'all be looking out for that as well.
For sure. You get the golden now, man. For sure.
It's always a pleasure to sit down and be able to kind of run around your brain, because there's no such thing as picking it. There's so much that goes on in there. We have to kind of take our time and decipher where we're going to go with it.
Yeah, definitely. I'm glad that both of our schedules are able to free up at this time. It's the best interview in Baton Rouge, Louisiana right here.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Now, is there any other shout-outs you want to do? Are we looking for any other collaborations, or are we just getting ready to push Sensei like hard doing our shows, our pop-ups, and our concerts?
All of the above. We're about to push Sensei hard, extra hard, but from a lot of different angles. We got a lot of different people involved in this, whether if it's in the promotion or marketing or just whatever, radio stations, different states, a lot of that stuff. We're looking out for the collab with me and Tubbi. You hear me? We're gonna make that a reality. Shout out to Tubbi and the Nerdy Bird. Shout out to the Antidote and everybody involved. It's always a pleasure. Shout out to Baton Rouge, because we gonna make some noise.
Yeah, I'm here for it. I'm definitely here for it, you guys. Again, make sure you get at my boy on all social media aspects and outlets. He will drop that social media for you here in a second. If you have any questions or concerns in regards to Young Gage, what he has going on, make sure you stay up to date with him on those social media ventures, as well as his website. Apparel coming soon, Sensei coming soon. I'm excited. You guys should be excited. Make sure you tune in for the review. Go ahead on and give them that social media drop in your website one more time.
YoungGageMusic.com and at Young Gage Music, and at Young Gage Promotions. And also, I've been back in my drawing bag.
Oh, nice.
Like my art bag. Yeah, I could do that too. Yeah, but I've been back on that. So don't be surprised if you see me in some of the art shows, coming up. I've been in talks with some t-shirt clothing designs. I already sent them the design that they vectored out.
Nice.
I won't speak too much on it, but
well, we're looking forward to it. We're gonna stay up to date on it, you guys. Again, follow, like, subscribe, share. Make sure this interview gets all the hits that it deserves. Make sure you guys tune in. Check out Sensei when it drops. It is going to be a project that you guys and girls can vibe to. Again, it's your girl Tubbi of the Nerdy Bird site, rocking with the Antidote.com, bringing you all the hottest exclusives right here from Baton Rouge. We're out.
Oh, I forgot to mention. Yeah. And also, make sure you go check out Apologize. It's my brand new single produced by Started with the Rue. It's on all music streaming sites. Once again, you can go to YoungGageMusic.com and play it and purchase it there. All right.